Hey everybody, it's Ricky Medlock from Leonard Skinner. That's right, babies. And you are now listening to the Little Aussie Podcast right here for your listening pleasure. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the ride.
Rock and roll, it's all about rock and roll. Excited to have this next guest on the Little Aussie Podcast. I've heard this name probably since the 80s. And I'm very proud to welcome Badlands, Red Dragon Cartel, Kings of Dust. Some bands even go back further. I believe there's Die Happy. I've been following him for years. Greg Chaisson, glad to have you here, brother.
You had it right the first time, Chaisson.
Chaisson, how about that? You know, it seems like those last names. Thank you, brother. So, how are you, man? How are you holding up? How's your family doing? And what the hell is going on with this country and the music world now?
My family's doing good. Everyone works from home, so
great.
My wife and my two kids are working from home. The only one that actually goes to work out of the house is me.
Mm. Now, is this the longest you've been home for a while?
You mean as far as
playing music?
Oh no, I didn't even get involved in music for almost 20 years. I stayed home for over that, and then I didn't go back on the road till I was out with Red Dragon Cartel in 2014. So it had been since the 90s.
Wow. So, where are you from originally, Greg?
I was born in Toronto, Canada, but I moved to the United States when I was 5.
Okay. With your mom and dad?
Yeah, with my parents. I had a brother and a sister, and my grandmother. We all moved to the United States. We moved up by San Jose, California.
Okay.
And I lived up that way till I was 16, and then I moved to Arizona.
So that's where you're at now, Phoenix, huh?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Nice. Fellow bass player Tim Gaines is in your area, correct?
Tim's a friend of mine, yes he is.
He was going to do some bass work with us. My son has his first CD he just put out. Bill Everty from Firehouse recorded it and produced it. And, things just got a little crazy there, but Tim's a great guy, man.
Nice. Great guy, great bass player.
Yep, incredible talent, man. So when you were young and you lived in San Jose, how did you get into all this? You've done some cool things, man. I loved the Die Happy. Oh my God, how did you get going with that? After you went through your stint with Badlands, correct?
Correct. Well, the drummer in Die Happy, Glenn Mancruso, him and I have been friends for quite a while. Matter of fact, when I first moved to LA, he was one of my first roommates. And so when Badlands was kind of done, Glenn called me up and said, "Hey, I have this band, Die Happy. We're going to do a record. Are you interested in playing on it?" And I said, "Yeah, I think." And we made a financial agreement. And then when I got together with them, they didn't have any songs written, or they might have had 1 or 2 songs written. So they said, "Do you want to help write the songs as well?" So I said, "Sure," because I didn't really do a whole ton of writing while I was in Badlands, so it kind of gave me the opportunity to get back into writing. And it's a good time. Good players, good band, decent record. I like it. Glenn and I are still friends to this day. And
incredible drummer Glenn is.
Yes, he is.
And I believe Robin Kyle. No, who was the singer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a singer.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah, Robin.
What's he up to? Do you know?
I have no idea. He lives, I don't know if he lives in Iowa or Idaho or somewhere.
Wow.
Somewhere with an I in it. And I don't have any communication with him at all.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think they were also part of that Vengeance Rising, some of them, weren't they? You probably know a lot of those guys.
Yeah, Vengeance Rising, yes, they all were. I think
So, when you were after that, let's go back a little further, man. How did you get involved, and how did you guys start? What a band! Eric Singer, Ray Gillen, God rest his soul. What a voice, and Jake Lee. How did all that happen for you?
Jake and I became friends when I auditioned for Ozzy for the Ultimate Sin record, and we just stayed in touch with each other, and we ended up becoming really good friends. And when he told me when he was going to be starting his own band at some point, he would want me to, try out for it, which I did, and then, the rest is kind of history. So we made that record, which, seems to still resonate with a lot of people. Then we changed drummers after the first record. Eric left, and we got Jeff Martin, and we made Voodoo Highway, which is I like better than the first one. And then we did demos for a third record, which ended up calling Dusk, or Dusk. Ended up was called Dusk, which were just demos, and then we put it out like maybe 5 or 6 years after we recorded it. So. And Dusk is actually my favorite one. So, a great band to be part of.
That's good. Yeah, it evolved, and I, personally myself, I think Jake was at his best through the Badlands, and it was great what he did for Ozzy. And look, I'm an Ozzy fan, man, from way back, but he really, really meshed with you guys, and it was just an incredible piece of work. And what a sweet singer, man. Ray.
Well, Jake has varied influences, and he has a lot of musical ideas from all kinds of different places, and so I think Badlands gave him the opportunity to explore that more, as opposed to Ozzy was kind of, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but it was kind of in the heavy metal sort of thing. And when Jake started writing the Badlands material, he got to use more of his influences, I think, and I think that it's some of his best work as well.
Amazing, man. So, I was listening the other day, just reminiscing here to the Badlands, and I never realized, did you know Jeff Fenholt?
I do know who he is, yeah.
I never realized the similarities, and I almost got goosebumps listening to Ray's beautiful voice, and they kind of have a kind of the same sound, and it was like, wow, very cool stuff.
I'm not super familiar with Jeff Fenholt's work, but I know who he is. So and I've heard he's a great singer.
Yeah, he was. He passed away back in, I think, November. Yeah, but it's amazing that the musical family that's out there near you guys are, because it's almost like everybody's played with somebody. Everybody's, it's really not a big music world, It's
not as big as you would think, that's for sure.
No, it's amazing. So what have you got going on now, bro?
Kings of Dusk. It's basically a band that has its roots about 7.5 years ago, and then about 5 years ago, the current lineup came together, which is Michael Beck on lead vocals, Ryan McKay on guitars, and Jimmy Taft on drums. They're great musicians, great friends of mine. They're as good as anyone I've ever played with, and I have a really good time playing with them. And we put together a record that I'm pretty proud of, and it's very 70s influenced. And so far, the response has been very favorable, pretty much off the hook. So we're pretty happy with it. As a matter of fact, we're so happy with it that since we can't go on the road right now, we're writing a second record. That's
beautiful. That's the way to do it. I think this time has really upped everyone under pressure, not knowing what's going on. There's a lot of creativity going on right now, and I think that's incredible, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it. Wow.
Well, our touring plans got, scuppered like everyone else's.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to just sitting around and playing the songs that we already have on the first record, which, I really like the songs and everything, but some of them have been in some form or another for 7 years, and some of them were written, last year, but I kind of want to move on to the next thing since we can't go play live. So we've already written half a dozen songs for another record, and we are planning recording this fall, and for a release date sometime at the beginning of next year, and by then, maybe the whole world will have calmed down a little bit, and we can go on tour next spring.
That would be great, man. Really good.
Play records, play songs off both records.
Yeah. So, Ryan McKay, how do you guys know each other?
Ryan moved here from Illinois, and I knew some guys that were playing with him in a band. I'd actually seen them rehearse, and I remember being impressed with Ryan. So when the original guitar player left out of this project, before it was called Kings of Dust, it was called something else. Mm-hmm. When the guitar player left, I started thinking about who would I want to get, and I didn't even really know Ryan's name. And so I ended up calling up the singer of the band I'd seen him with, and I said, the guitar player you played with, the blonde-head guy, I said, does he still live in town? And he said, yeah. I said, can you give me his name and number? And he did. It was Ryan, and I asked Ryan about it. He knew who I was and everything, and I said, are you interested in this? And he said, yeah, let me hear some of it. So I played him some of the demos that we had come up with, and he really liked it. He thought that he could add to that. Ryan has a lot of the same influences I do. He's very 70s versed as well. Mm-hmm. And so we put that together. He played in a band, Crash Street Kids.
Man, I was scared. I didn't want to say it, but I know their drummer, and I actually did a show with them 13 years ago in Phoenix at Dos Gringos. Did a Cinco de Mayo thing, and he's actually from Virginia. Their drummer's name was A.D.
Yeah, A.D.'s a good friend of mine.
Get out of here, man. Oh, that dude's from Virginia. What a small world, like I said.
We go way back.
And I remembered the name when I said Ryan McKay, Crash Street Kids, kept coming into my head, and I was like, wait a minute, are they still together? And I thought I just saw something not too long ago on them. That's why I was kind of scared to ask you. I didn't want to make a fool out of myself, but when you said Crash Street Kids, I knew right then, man. That's where I knew Ryan McKay from. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they have not been together a few years. I don't know how many years.
Okay.
But Ryan and A.D. play in a band called Louis Prima and the Witness. It's kind of like a sort of a how would you explain it? It's kind of like a Brian Setzer, but more of a show band. You know, it's based around. It's a horn band, and they both play in that, and they play like a lot of they go down to play at Mardi Gras, that sort of thing, and they do a lot of corporate events, Italian weddings, that sort of thing. It's very
hey, that's good money.
So
yeah.
him and Ryan, A.D. and Ryan are both in that. A.D. and I played in a couple bands at one point, just cover bands here in Phoenix. And actually, when I was looking for drummers for Kings of Dust, again, before it was called Kings of Dust, the guitar player and the drummer left at the same time with the original project. So I actually hit up A.D. and Ryan, and we actually rehearsed with A.D. a couple times, but A.D. just couldn't fit it into his schedule, mm-hmm. and that's his main gig, is he's a working musician, and he just couldn't fit it all in. So, which is fine. I still like A.D. He's a great drummer, great guy.
Oh, nice guy.
But that allowed us to find Jimmy Taft, who I had also played in some bands with, one of my favorite drummers. And so the four guys that are in the band now are for sure the right guys.
That's incredible. Yeah, that kind of made my day, because I loved A.D. and I know he was a Virginia boy, and I hadn't seen him in years and just kind of lost contact. So that's really cool, man. Awesome. And I'm looking forward to the Kings of Dust. I've watched a few interviews and a couple things, and man, Greg,
have you heard it yet?
Yeah, I heard the one of the YouTube videos, but I can't remember which song it was.
Just send me a message on Facebook, and I'll make sure you get one sent to you.
Oh, I would love that. Is it cool to put it on the show after?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good, man. And where can our listeners find Kings of Dust?
We have a Facebook page, Kings of Dust. You can order the disc on there. We also have an Instagram page at Kings of Dust. And we have a website, kodband.com. And on there you can order the CD. We have T-shirts, stickers, soon-to-be posters, and all the stuff that we would be selling as merch if we were out doing a live show. but now we have all of it, so we've been selling it on our website. It's been going pretty good. We're selling quite a bit of it, and we're pretty happy with it. So if anyone is interested in that, if you get something off of the, you can also get the record on Amazon, at any record store. They're also carrying, there's a lot of your brick and mortar stores are carrying it. If you like 70s hard rock, with songs with some pretty musically adventurous parts, you probably like what we do in Kings of Dust.
Damn right, man. KODband.com. You heard it out of the mouth of Greg Chaisson. It's funny, man, because
hang on here. What is it?
Sure. KOD.
So it's KOD dot band.
Oh, dot band.
Sorry.
KOD.
My son's sitting here. He knows more than I do. So it's KOD.
I love it.
The website is KOD dot band.
Okay, no.com. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm technically challenged.
Me too, man.
Challenged.
Come on, man. I'm the same. I'm right behind you, dude. KOD.band.com.
Yeah, I don't think there's a dot.
See, I'm going to screw it up too, man.
I think it's just KOD.band.
Great. Anyways,
or just find us on Facebook.
Yes.
You can order it off Facebook.
That is awesome, man. You make sure you tell AD Little Ozzy said hello. And man, what a pleasure. I thank you so much for being on the show, man. And
well, I say thank you for supporting us and help promoting what I'm doing. I'm pretty happy with what we've done. It's got a very 70s old school sort of thing to it. And so far, everyone that's heard it, I've not seen a negative review yet. If there was some wood here, I would knock on it. But so far, the response has been very, very favorable.
I love it. And I'm going to do all I can, and I'm going to share it. And I look forward to listening to what you're going to send me, man.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I look back through my life in music and everything that I heard growing up. And dude, you were on a lot of it, man. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I appreciate you, Greg.
I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for letting me come on here. Thanks for helping us out.
Sounds great, man. I'm going to send you the link to the interview, and we will be supporting Kings of Dust.
All right, stay safe, everyone.
You stay safe, too. God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right, God bless.